What's up, everybody? It's Buffalo Ben 15 Golf back at it again. Oh my gosh, we're back. Finally, I know it took me so long. Finally, I've gotten around to making this video. The back nine at Pontiac Country Club today after a even par 36 on the front nine. And if you guys go back to my previous video, you'll see that this round of every round that basically I've ever played is like the most important to get a score that good, because the combined 75 at Katke Golf Club and Sahm Golf Club down in Indianapolis is getting expired today after I post this round on USGA handicap app that I have.
In the trees again. A little bit of an
every time I go into the trees like this, or some bad shot happens today, my heart starts beating out of my chest, because it's like, oh boy, that's the start of the blow-up hole that kills the round instantly. But we can't have that today. We just can't. We need, at our absolute worst, to make bogey. And basically that's what I'm thinking here. I'm like, okay, you're not going for the green in two. Just get it out there with a pitching wedge. Club, you know you can get over the trees. And it goes pretty well. Until I see it start bouncing.
Oh, that is like right on the edge. Please.
Oh my gosh. You lucky little rascal, am I right? But, yeah, guys, I would have shown you me dropping had it actually gone in. So to all of you that think I actually did drop it, but I'm just not telling you, no, that's not what happened. So we actually have a pretty manageable shot in with a wedge that I actually do really well here. Very good partial wedge, something I've been getting so much better at in recent years.
This is my favorite hole in the course. I love this one. Because sometimes it can be an opportunity, sometimes it's not. Oh man, just look at this. The foliage, the water. I got it on here for 22 bucks. That's how much it costs to play here. 22 bucks for all this. Metro Detroit is a golfer's hotbed, everyone.
So up on the green here now, we've got ourselves about a 15-foot putt for birdie. Can you imagine if this drops? I mean, I know it's been my day, but I don't know how far that can go, you know? Okay, not as far as to go under par. Fine, fine, all right. We don't need that today. I'd certainly love to see me go under par for the first time on 18 holes, which I do have honestly a realistic chance to do.
Wow.
Yeah, as you can see here, just me.
Actually, I did.
In the zone.
First time I ever played. First time I ever break 80.
As I'm walking up to my bag there. The best I've ever done on 18 holes is plus 374. That was done at Twin Lakes in Oakland Township in a tournament that I played, where you could get away with drives like this and not have to punch out on trees, honestly.
A lot of tree trouble. There is a little bit of a lane on the right.
In order to beat that, we actually only need to, in the under-over par category, we actually only need to tie.
All right. Just like another chip 5 wood, I think.
That's what I've been distinction doing there.
Chip 5 wood punch shot when I need it. So I'll just do it again. This one I can give a little bit more power though. Almost a half swing, almost. that left.
There's some on-course commentary for you on a punch-out. Sorry to interrupt myself with the shot that I had to hit. I could have just kept talking if it went straight down the fairway, but we actually only technically need to tie that score today in order to have our best ever round, because this course is a par 72.
I talked myself into it.
And,
what did we talk about
Twin Lakes is a
earlier?
par 71, so yeah. We certainly have a good chance to do it, for sure. We just got to keep making putts like this, though. We can't dork out and bang it 4 feet past with these. We got to be able to stay
I don't know what it is.
sharp with these. That's not exactly sharp there, but it won't kill us, right?
It. Well, I mean, I've only parred it like once ever. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, honestly, a bogey on 11 isn't the end of the world. That's one of the tougher holes in my opinion, and a hole that I've really never done well on, so, I mean, at least it's over, right?
Oh, this is way right. I mean, this is way right. This is 100 yards right of the fairway, center of the fairway.
Back-to-back holes that I do it,
Big old block.
and that just makes me
I hate when I do
absolutely
that.
livid.
Gosh dang it. I mean, it's not OB. I avoided the big mistake, but that's still annoying. I hate it. It just looks like you're a hack when you do this kind of stuff.
You know, it just makes me mad because, I mean, I know fundamentally I'm doing everything right to avoid the mad hook, which I'm prone to mostly. Ever since I was in high school, I've been consistently hooking the ball. That's been my miss that I've had for years and years now.
I can get over this.
When I was much smaller, I used to slice it a lot more.
On the long
but that's
side of the screen.
partially because the clubs were too long for me. And I kind of had to slide in order to not drop kick everything. So, yeah, I've definitely been able to stop that, luckily, because I know a lot of people will continue to slice in their life just because they never get rid of those habits. But luckily for me, it was just like out of desperation of something else that I was able to break those habits. And when I started hooking balls left, I was like, oh, that's new. And I was really happy about it at first. But now that I've also gained some distance, it's also it's a concept that Golf Sidekick calls the axis of evil. And the axis of evil has definitely become... Well, as I was so rudely interrupted, I hit an amazing chip shot there. Wedge-worthy par. I mean, who would have thought I'd get a par after that drive, right? But just since I've gained distance, the dispersion in yardage has gotten so much bigger.
The newest edition of Golf Magazine.
And
Where's the Golf Digest?
it's been something I've been needed to battle with for the last little bit. But I'm getting better at it.
Even ugly pars are beautiful. Like I said before, there's the OB fence right there. And from the angle that I was coming in on, that hill would have just made a beeline towards that fence. There was probably 10% chance I would have stayed in bounds had I rolled off the back of the green. So I missed in the right spot. When I hit it, I thought it was perfect. But that wind combined with that uphill, it's just tough to judge. But we still got a par. We stopped the bleeding after 11. We'll take it.
Off to another hole that I have some really bad history with here. I actually shot a 10 on this hole in a high school tournament in my sophomore year. So I ended up shooting 95 because of that. Oh, but we're not going to have that today, are we? After a drive like that, worst we're getting is par. At least hopefully.
Best place you can be on this.
Man, that was absolutely nuked.
59.
Yeah, nuked.
Yeah, we smoked
that
that
number's
tee shot.
low. Onto the partial shot here. Again, this is something I used to struggle with a lot. I used to not swing hard enough. My weight transfer used to not be there. I used to have that right foot planted in my follow through, which you just can't do. And these kind of shots, I would either hit them thin, they'd make it, or they would roll too far. Or I'd just not have enough power at all when I did hit it correctly, but then it would go into the creek. But there, as you can see, guys, very, very well executed shot there. Only about 10, 11 feet here for par. And big putt here. We want to get to under par. Let's do it. Come on. We got too excited, didn't we? Just like I did on my end here, even though I'm watching this over a month after it actually happened. And a little bit far to be half-assing it there, but went in. I needed to be more vigilant with that one. With a round this good, I can't be being wishy-washy with crap like that. I can't ruin it based off of that crap. Avoidable stuff that you can just do no matter what your ability is. Tough drive here on 14. I know you guys haven't ever seen Pontiac Country Club's back nine on YouTube. I don't know if there's anyone else who's ever done a course vlog here.
Such a tight hole. I think I popped just under this tree. I think I'm gonna have a decent shot at it. I don't think I'm in the fairway though.
Yeah, but it's certainly nice to be getting it out there because this course deserves the recognition. It's criminally underrated in my opinion, especially this year where it's been a lot drier and things have not flooded over. Like I talked about in the last video that I did, the front nine here, that the last time I played here before this day was, almost a full year ago, folks. And that round I didn't even count it because there were puddles on the green.
With that rough.
Like casual water
pretty aggressive line
putting through it, and it was not fun. And it's just, I know for a fact that a tournament would be postponed in conditions like that. Like if you've ever seen in some of the venues that the PGA Tour does down south, like whenever it's like hurricane season and stuff and they get super big downpours and the water stays on the green for like a day. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that happens. That doesn't happen on the PGA Tour though, when balls miraculously come up short of the hole. You won't ever see that. These greens are in pretty good condition, though. I was very surprised that it didn't make it to the hole. I thought I hit it with a good amount of power there.
I'm happy with par on this.
But
this is, like I said,
par's a par nonetheless.
Tough
As you can
stretch.
see me talking about there. Now going into another hole, the two holes that I have the three holes that I have the worst history on this back nine are number 11, number 13, and this hole, number 15. Now, number 12, you can't really beat yourself up if you go into the trees right. But this hole, you have a little bit more room, but those trees are just as thick. And as you can see here,
that's the best drive I've ever had on this hole.
Absolutely crank this.
That was smooth and smoked. As you can see, this hole has a very similar drive to number 12. There's more room on the left. There's still an OB fence down there, but if you hook it, you're still dead. And then there's dense trees on the right as well. So yeah, this is, in my opinion, one of the tougher holes, even though it's stroke hole 10.
Couldn't have done better on this tee shot. You know, it felt really good to be able to pull off the little baby fade, kind of low power cut drive on this hole after doing 12 so badly. To execute it better this time.
That's all right. That's an easy.
You know, I keep talking about hole 12, but this hole has a lot of similarities to hole 12. False front in front of the green, drop off behind the green that goes into an out of bounds fence, bunker to the left side of the green, out of bounds all the way down the left, dense trees on the right. And similarly, we're going to get a wedge-worthy par out of it. How about that? I tell you what, being able to execute and get a par on hole 12 really did help me mentally for this hole. Just because there's so many similarities. That's one of the things I like as well about public courses that have a lot of dimension, a lot of different types of holes.
What a day it's been, guys.
Because a lot of public municipal courses that you'll see across the country are kind of the same thing over and over again. Like, all the greens are totally circular. The slopes are very consistent. The same thing from tee to green, really. And you get to feeling like crap about your game if you just get on a bad streak because you're like, oh, here comes another one of these, you know? So definitely a nice change up there.
And that's where he's headed, just a little bit right of it, but this ball appears to be hammered.
Oh, that's so far up there.
Can you hit a better tee shot from 232 into this green? You can't beat that shot. I'm sorry. That was just amazing. And I tell you what, guys, rounds like this come once in a lifetime.
Oh, hit the ball, you win.
And every round has its what-if moment. That was one of them there. Easily reachable putt to get to the hole. I come up short, but nonetheless, a par on stroke hole 2, par 3, 232. Oh boy.
Come on, I can do this. I've got a goal in my head.
This is just amazing. We've actually responded to that front 9, following it up with a 9 that's almost as good. Oh no, did I speak too soon? That's a little thin. There's a creek in front of the screen. Please get over. Okay, no splash. Good.
It felt thin.
Woo. That was a little bit too precarious. As you can see here, that was a little too close. But that's part of the challenge, is keeping your mind away from the score, not having your mind wander. If you guys have ever watched the Mike Weir 4 Days in April documentary that I've done a lot of audio clips from in this channel, Nick Price was actually there to discuss the mentality of a lot of young players that are in uncharted territory, and he says the kind of things like your mind starts wandering. You start to get thinking about what'll happen if you do win, instead of actually thinking about what it takes to win. You think about, I can fly first class now, and my sponsorship contracts and stuff like that. And then at the end, in his thick Zimbabwean South African accent, he says, and of course, once that happens, you toast. And so I definitely got to thinking that after a while.
Creek about 270 out.
But honestly, watching that so many times and seeing what Mike Weir had to go through to win, it kind of taught me something. And but thanks, Mike. Thanks, Nick. Really. I know some 6 handicap out there is thanking you for making them better. Truth is, you have. This community is just great, guys. Of how far it reaches, of how far you can see people go. The start of this channel was with a score of 94, guys. 94.
Also, at this course, there are very detailed maps. Love it. Great thing about this course. I'll tell you what, guys, after shooting that well on the front and following it up with a nearly as good 9, I'm surprised, because normally what I'll do is I'll start thinking about, oh my gosh, I've never been here before. I gotta do everything perfectly now to make this look awesome. And your mind starts wandering. Your mind starts thinking, oh my goodness, I can shoot. Oh my God. You know, like, you start thinking way too far ahead on, oh, what are the next scoring opportunities coming up? What's this? What's that? Oh, and you know what I'm saying? And each shot you hit bad. It's very hard to tell yourself, it's okay. It happens, because the fact is you're not having a day where you're doing it that much. And things like that. So, which is something a lot of us aspiring to get to near scratch golfers like me struggle with. But today I've done a good job combating it. And you know, I did exactly what I needed to do on that tee shot. I was like, you got the road, you got out of bounds, avoid the big mistake. I know you hear cars whirring, but just take a 90% shot. Just don't think about it. Make sure you're teed up in a nice spot that you know is nice and flat. Little things like that, guys, very, very minor sometimes, that help you to keep rounds like this going. And I did a good job with that today. It's not over yet, but it's over enough for me to discuss this, I would say.
94.
Probably makes sense to make it up there.
That
We'll
is
try to get
just
close, though. Try to get past
crazy.
that tree with those bumpers.
Now we're on track, if we par this hole, to shoot 74. We've gone over a stroke a hole down on this channel. Because you guys have seen the 75, that's already 19. You got a chance to make it 20.
To be fair, that was
today.
sitting down a bit. I probably shouldn't have tried to
20.
hit 3-wood. Another thing about these good rounds, these great rounds, these rounds that you're on monster paces, all world scores for you. Try not to be too critical. Don't try to nitpick too much, because you got to the point where you were by being smart, by being conservative, by being calm. And when you start nitpicking, you start to rile yourself up, which is something I just did on that last shot, which is definitely something I do not recommend doing. That is what the driving range is for.
Another shot survived. We're up at the green. We have 2 shots to score the best gross round ever of 73. We have 1 shot to hold this for a par round of 18, but we also have 3 shots to make this the best 2 par round ever. This par 3 looks 10 times longer than it really is. Oh, them headworms.
It's all right.
The headworm repellent sprays running out. Oh man, that sucked. That chip just sucked. I knew that was the danger. And here we go for the birdie putt. For the 73, here we go. No. Oh no.
Oh no. He rammed
Are you serious?
He didn't just do that. Oh no.
Are you serious?
Oh no.
1 shot left. My heart was racing. This is one of the most important putts I've ever hit in my life. But it's also just 1 shot, right? 1 shot. Let's make history. Done. We've broken 75 on video. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. At a time where we needed it most too. Look at that. Look at those stats. Look at them. Penalty free, 10 greens in reg, 50% fairways, 31 putts. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Most clutch round I've ever had in my life. Seriously. No, this beats states. This beats states. I'm serious. Look at that. 2.9. 2.9 differential. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it, dude. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's finally done. It's documented. It's documented on YouTube. Oh my gosh. I'm legit on the verge of tears right now just watching this. This is amazing. Oh my gosh. It's over. It's freaking over. It's done. I did it. I'm part of the club. I'm part of the club. GM Golf, Grant Horvat, I'm coming for you. Rick Shields, I'm coming for you. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I finally did it on video. What a beautiful moment. I don't know how I'm going to follow this up, but I'm going to have to try.
It is done. It is over. The quest for the salvage and the handicap is over. And it's been won by Buffalo Ben 15.